everyone, today I have a pretty inexpensive yet very practical item here. This is a multi-port USB hub. If you're like me who has a lot of devices to be plugged into my laptop at all times, more than the default number of ports on my laptop, then this is something you might want to consider. It features 3 card reading slots, including the full SD card as well as micro SD card slots, and above that are 3 USB 3.0 ports, all of which is connected to your computer via a single male USB 3.0 plug. Some things I like about this particular design, first of which is the cable length is approximately 1 foot long, so it's not too long that it'll cause cable management problems, but it has enough extension that it won't be in the way of other items plugged into your other USB ports or other ports next to it. The bottom portion of the hub has a nice grippy material, which is ideal for being placed on smooth surfaces without moving around. But the element that I love the most about this design is the color and material choice, which blends in very nicely with my MacBook Pro. However, with any USB hub, there are definitely a few drawbacks, namely the fact that if you plug in multiple things at once, it's possible that your computer will not be able to detect some or if all of the items that you plug in. So it is better to just plug everything into the hub first and then plug it into your computer, or plug things in slowly one at a time into the hub. Another thing I noticed is, particularly when I'm running my external hard drives, the read and write speeds are obviously slower than if I were to directly plug them into my laptop's USB directly. The numbers definitely do fluctuate, but there is a clear difference, as you can see on screen, of when the hard drive is plugged directly into my laptop versus plugged into the USB hub with other items in it. And even if it was the only item plugged into the hub, its speed is still slower than that plugging directly to the USB port on the laptop. Because of this, I always try to directly plug in my hard drives to my laptop's USB port and then plug in low-powered items like SD cards, microphones, and other low-powered devices into the USB hub. When my laptop does manage to recognize all the devices plugged into the hub, you can see they do show up as individual items by their actual name on my desktop. And ejecting them is the same way as I would eject anything, though something to keep in mind is, particularly for ejecting high-powered items, there is a greater chance of once you unplug that item that you would disturb another one. For example, I wanted to unplug one of my hard drives. I ejected that one, but in doing so, the other hard drive I had plugged in was disturbed, so my computer thought it was ejected improperly, which again reiterates the point that you probably don't want to be plugging in more than one external hard drive into this hub. So in summary, I would use this hub more for data transferring purposes rather than power consumption. So as somebody who regularly does video editing and needs to use up a lot of media ports, this has been a pretty good option for me when I don't overuse the ports. So if you guys are interested, as usual, I'll put the product link in the description so you can check it out for yourselves.